So I'm pretty sure you guys have been seeing a lot of people posting videos recently about exposing Jeffree Star and how he treats people and the things that he said. In this video, I'll be posting about Cameron's life. Now, if you don't know who Cameron is, he has his own personal YouTube channel where he goes by the name Cameron Lester, and he has also worked as a model for Jeffree Star.
I'm going to move forward, speak on my platform for the better of the beauty community, and no longer be silenced, no longer be manipulated, no longer have fear, and speak up for myself because I've been manipulated. I have had fear of speaking up and not using my voice. I'm going to be talking about why I no longer support Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and Shane Dawson. This has been really hard. I've actually been processing this for months. I've never said anything on my platforms. I try to keep everything under the radar, but silence is complicit. Silence is complicit, and I will no longer support Jeffree Star or Jeffree Star Cosmetics this day forward. I cannot do it. As a Black beauty boy, I have fought for my spot to just even be heard, to be seen in this beauty community. I have been told not to say anything, just to keep the network, benefit from it. And I'm just not that type of person, and I want to remain authentic because when I got into this beauty space, I was authentic. I put on my platform my HIV status at 20 years old, and then I found makeup gave me peace. Makeup gave me peace, and I came into this industry authentic. But let me start with the story. I'm going to try not to get emotional. I'm going to try to be honest. I'm going to try to make it straightforward as possible for everyone. I can't fit everything in it because this has been going on for over a year, but this is my truth. So I'm going to start where I first felt like something was off with my relationship with Jeffree Star. The first thing was, we were cool. I didn't get any bad vibes from Jeffree. I did a campaign with him and stuff, and I was really grateful. And I'm a very grateful person. I always will be grateful for the opportunities and the connections that I benefited from Jeffree Star and Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But there were so many cons that it outweighed the pros. I remember being in Houston. So this is the first instance that something happened. I remember being in Houston, and I was there with Rich Lux to collab. And, Jeffree was there. He was doing work and business and all that kind of stuff. And we were sitting in a Louis Vuitton store with several people in the store. And I was excited. I was having fun. I was getting to kind of see the behind the scenes of Jeffree's life. And, some stuff that I wanted to do once I got bigger and established into the beauty community. And I remember there was this instance where he's like, asked me if I like James or not. And I was just so shocked. He was like, do you like James? Like, do you like him? And I just was so shocked and uncomfortable because he's like such a big powerhouse, and he asked me this, and I was like, I didn't even know what to say to that. I was just uncomfortable. There was people around me, and he just was so blunt and out of nowhere asked me, do you like James? And if you guys know me, James helped me with my career when I first got into the beauty space and tell my HIV story. He's always been very supportive of me. And I was like, I don't have a problem with him. Do I agree with everything he does? No. But I don't have a personal problem with him, and he's done so much for me, so why would I go against him? And he was like, well, you don't fucking owe him forever. And I just was taken back when he said that, because I was like, it all happened so fast. He was like, you don't fucking owe him forever. And I just remembered that. And I was like, what? OMG. And we're in the Louis Vuitton store. So I'm just like, dang, I don't know what to even think of that. I didn't even know what to do. So I was just kind of trying to enjoy the moment and be present. And then later that night, I got into the car with Rich Lux, and he told me himself that Jeffree was asking, he thinks that Rich Lux told me that Jeffree thought I was talking to James at the Louis Vuitton store. And from that, when I was in that car, I knew that he automatically just didn't trust me off the jump. And this is early on in our relationship. This is in the beginning. And I was kind of hurt because I was like, I would never do that. First, I was uncomfortable. I didn't know how to handle the situation. I didn't know what to say about the situation. I was just really uncomfortable. So my first thought was not to DM James. I'm not malicious and I try not to do stuff like that. I just didn't know what to do. I honestly just wanted to act like it never happened, but it did happen. And that was the first instance. And there's been many things, and I've always tolerated so many things, and I've always been like, okay, like, it's not that big of a deal, Cameron. Like, it's never, like, there was never something where he personally attacked me, but there was also another situation in Houston when the next day when we were in the hotel, and I was in his hotel, and we were just chilling. We were talking to Rich Lux again and a few other people, and I was talking to Jeffree, and I remember Shane Dawson called, and he was going off about James Charles and something and telling, like, just like cursing James out, and I was just like kind of taken back because I've never seen Shane Dawson like that, and he was just going in on James. And I was like, oh, is there like there's something like brewing, there's something going on with James and Shane and Jeffree. So I was just uncomfortable, and I just was like, I'm gonna stay over here. I don't even know what to do. I was really small at this point, and I'm still pretty small, and I was just like, I'm not saying anything. I was terrified. I was just like, okay, like, I'm just gonna go back home and act like nothing happened, and and I kept doing that. But I knew from there, Shane wasn't the person that he was perceived online, but I didn't really have any effect. Like, I don't record things. I don't have hard facts. Like, this is not about receipts. This is about what my personal experience. This is all from my mouth. There is 3 sides of every story. So, you can have a side and pick a side, but this is my story, and I just want to be upfront. So that situation happens, and I just knew something was brewing with James from the jump. I get back home to LA, and I'm just like talking to my friends and family, like what happened, and how I think something is going on with James Charles, and it's really just really I was just uneasy about it. 3 months later, James had his scandal, and I always remember holding that and being like, OMG, maybe I could have came to James and maybe gave him like a warning or told him like something happened or something was about to happen, and I felt it. And I always felt like a little guilty for not ever saying anything or confessing to James because he helped me in the beginning, and I felt like I wasn't a true friend, and I really am apologetic towards James for not speaking up and not having the courage at the time to speak up for him, because I knew 3 months before he had that scandal, something bad was going to happen. And I stayed silent because I wanted to protect myself. I wanted to protect my platform. Everyone told me not to say anything. Everyone's like, it'll be a crazy move. You're gonna destroy your career. Every brand that he works with, you're not gonna work with, and you're not gonna have money like this and that. And I was scared. Like, I was just like, oh gee, I'm not gonna have a platform. I'm not like I just didn't know what to do. And James never did anything to me. I've always supported James. He's always been very sweet. He's always been very authentic to me behind the scenes. He's never, he's a very business-driven person, but he's never done, things where I have to, think about it and feel manipulated or fear or feel like I have to think twice about it. I've never felt like that. And that's why I felt so bad, because he never did anything. And I felt like I should have stood up in that time and said something. So there's a lot of other stuff. I just always had that, weird energy. I just knew all that history and all that stuff was going bad with James, and I just felt so bad, and I reached out to him, and I didn't even confess to him when I reached out to him. I was so terrified, but I just wanted to make sure that he was personally okay, because it's a lot to handle being attacked from all angles, especially from powerhouses. And this is even scary for me because I am so small still. So fast forward, things are okay. I'm just kind of keeping it under the radar. I'm still supporting Jeffree, still supporting James. I'm still supporting, like, posting Jeffree Star cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so then there's a situation, and when Mitchell, I don't want to get him into this because he's not really part of the story, but we were at Mitchell's event, and I remember talking about Jackie, and I was like, I think, like, you need to apologize to Jackie or something along the lines, like, review her palette, or, you know, just kind of like as a Black influencer, I'm always going to be supportive of Jackie, and I've always looked up to her. She's always done so much. And I know Jeffree and them didn't have the best history, but we would always, like, randomly talk about them. Even in Houston, we talked about them, and he just would nod his head. And then I brought it up again at Mitchell's event, and I was like, hey, like, you know, are you going to say anything? Like, you know, I feel like it would really say a lot if you could apologize to Jackie and the community and all this kind of stuff. And he kind of shut it down, and he's like, she doesn't deserve a fucking spot on my platform, which was understandable, and it is his platform, and he has all rights to do whatever he wants to do on his platform. And I was just left it at that, but I was definitely hurt as a Black boy and a Black influencer that loves Jackie, you know, that he's not trying to grow or amend that disconnect that he did, or that wrongdoing that he has done. So I was just like, whatever. It wasn't personally towards me, so I was uncomfortable, but I just was like, whatever. It really isn't his, it's really not his platform or his job to do it. So continue to support him, continue to, you know, do the fake maneuvering, you know, fake support. And I got to a point, like, you know, where I just felt like, hey, sorry guys. I got to a point where I just didn't feel, I don't know why they're barking. But I got to a point where I just felt like, hey, shh. Got to a point where I just felt like I was being used as a Black boy. I felt like I was always defending Jeffree on Twitter. I was always going in, but I never got the same in return energy from him. He's done so much for me, and I used to always, like, you know, he put me in my first campaign. He's done all these things, and I'm like, let me not say anything. So I was going hard for him on Twitter because I'm getting backlash, but he would never defend up for me, so I was really hurt. And even recently, I spoke about Fenty and was like, oh, like, you know, Fenty needs to pull up, da-da-da-da, and everyone's, like, coming for me, like, aren't you, like, a Jeffree Star stan? So I'm labeled as this, you know, supporting a racist person or something like that. And I'm like, he sees what's going on because he's favoring the tweets under it, but he's not sticking up for me, or, like, you know, and I continue to speak up for him and stick up for him. And it shouldn't be tick for tack, but I think it's overwhelming, especially as a smaller influencer. You don't have all the networks, you don't have all the money in the world. And to get hate online is a lot because, you know, you're putting yourself on the line when you're going against these brands. And, you know, you don't have that much power, you don't have that much say. And I just felt like it wasn't a friendship. It was never a friendship in the beginning to start with. It was always something like I was kind of like the token Black kid. And once I kind of was starting to fall back, I saw that he put my ex-best friend into a campaign recently. And I didn't want, like, I didn't care about my ex-friend being in the campaign. I was just more upset that I felt like he was trying to send a message in some way that I was replaceable as a Black boy. And, you know, I don't know. I just felt like once I didn't do what he wanted me to do, he tried to bring me down and, well, not bring me down. He just didn't want to like, he fake supported me. He would talk about he loved me, and then he wouldn't, like, it just didn't reciprocate. It was like superficial. It was all superficial love. It was just very, very fake, just very fake. And then recently, I was getting that backlash, and someone on his team reached out to me yesterday asking if I know any Black creators that will support Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And I'm like, in this climate, I really don't know, but I know recently before the Shane Dawson launch, he took off a lot of Black boys in beauty right before the Shane Dawson thing launched. And he was like, or she was like, the girl that works for him was like, basically, oh, we did that a whole PR wipe, and it wasn't nothing personal between the Black Beauty Boys, but a lot of Black Beauty Boys, like I think it was like 4 or 5, were saying that they got taken off the Shane Dawson PR list, or the Jeffree Star PR list, and haven't had PR since then. So I just always had those thoughts. And then when she called me and was asking me like who I know and stuff like that, I felt like this was a game. I felt like this continued to be a game with Jeffree and a game with Shane Dawson. Even with Shane Dawson posting me on his platform, I was grateful, but I felt like it was kind of like to silence me and be like, hey, like, we're gonna just keep giving you breadcrumbs and hanging you by a string and manipulating you so you can stay quiet, so you will never speak your truth, so you won't talk about that situation in the hotel that Shane was going off and cursing out James and on FaceTime with Jeffree. Like, it was just, I felt always silenced. Like, I felt like I kept getting breadcrumbs. And I just, now, this is not to, like, and I just want to say now, this is not, there's so much more that's in between that I can't even say. But now I just want to move on with my life and have peace and not constantly think, OMG, like, did I do the right thing? Or is this the right move? Is this the right thing? Hey, stop. Like, is this the right move that I did? I just want to be honest and authentic with my platform, and I was not doing that, and I can no longer support that type of energy. And I will say that I tolerated that. I tolerated that negativity. I tolerated that for over a year. I didn't say anything because I thought I was going to gain, because I thought I was going to be on his platform, because he was telling me like, oh, we're going to do a YouTube video, we're going to change your career, we're going to do this. And, you know, he was just like saying all these things that were just never falling through. And I guess I was kind of selfish, and I apologize to my beauty community and my Black creators that have been saying like this all the time, and I've been ignoring it. Because I was like, you know what, he gave me a big check on my first campaign, so don't say anything. And everyone's like, well, you should just use this to your benefit. You should, you know, just use him until you get to where you need. And I'm like, no, I just can't do that. I just can't be fake anymore. I just can't be that person. That was never me. Ever since I had my HIV experience, I've always tried to walk in my truth. I always tried to be the best person. I've never wanted to be negative. I never want to bring someone down. I never wanted to. I still don't want to bring Shane Dawson down. I still don't want to bring Jeffree Star down. That's not my job. My job is to tell my truth and be authentic about my truth and tell you guys what I perceived in the industry and how I perceived it. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I apologize to you guys for not being honest. I apologize to James for not having the courage to tell him what happened, because I had like so much weight. I was like, yo, he lost 3 million subscribers, and I knew something was up 3 months before. 3 months before. I knew there was something weird going on. And yeah, this is just to clear my chest. This is to have peace. I'm at loss in words right now. I'm very distraught right now. I'm very nervous right now. I'm very scared right now. And I just want to hope that I'm making the best decision, you know, for myself and having peace within myself and, you know, my community, also making the best decision for my beauty community and the beauty influencers that probably have experienced this and have never said anything. So I'm going to leave it at this. There'll probably be things to be more explained, and I will try to keep you guys updated as much as possible. I don't want this to become a toxic war or battle, but I just want to let you guys know that I no longer support Jeffree Star or Jeffree Star Cosmetics or Shane Dawson or anything, and I don't want to be a part of any negativity, because that is just not, I just don't believe in everything that has happened to me, that there's something positive out of all of this. Everything I have experienced has been negative. There's been more cons than pros. And as a Black boy in the influencer industry, the beauty community, I need to use my voice for the better, and I need to stop being selfish and always thinking about, oh, maybe I could get a Jeffree Star collab and gain all these followers and then use my platform. I need to be authentic all the way through as I grow and not be selfish whatsoever. And I think I was very selfish, and I had to reflect, and I have to be honest with myself, and moving forward, I will no longer do that. With everything going on in the world, with the Black Lives Matters movement, it has given me courage to not be silent and complicit. I am very proud to be Black. I apologize to my Black community for, not saying something sooner when I knew what the truth was. I'm not saying that he has done anything racist to me. I'm not saying that he's racist, but I feel like there is race involved with it. I feel like I do benefit him, and I benefited from him, so it was a tick for tack situation. But moving forward, I will no longer just be the token Black person. I will no longer just be the Black boy that is there to make you look good or to speak up for you, because it's not reciprocated, and also it's not right. And I shouldn't have to think every day like, OMG, like, should I speak about it or should I just stay silent? I literally have feared for my life for even speaking on this. I fear doing this live right now. I fear who's watching this. I fear people that are going to watch this. I fear for my life. I was so paranoid and so scared of this man. I thought that he could hire a hitter and kill me because he knows my PR address, and he knows my address, he knows where I live, and he'll hire someone to kill me. And I was like, I don't want to go on my platform and something. Like, I really was that paranoid, and that's how scared I was. That I thought he could hire someone to kill me because he has millions of dollars, and I'll be blacklisted from the beauty community. I'll never have a career, and won't work with brands like Morphe and stuff like that ever again, because I was just so scared, because there's so many people involved, and there's so many things. I stayed silent so long. It was like I was digging a grave, like a lie. I kept lying. It was just like I was lying, and I was lying, and I was lying, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And everyone just kept telling me to shush up, use it to your benefit, and try to maneuver all the time. And I'm tired of maneuvering. I'm tired of having to be silent as a Black creator. I'm tired. And I'm scared. I promised that I wouldn't get emotional, but this stuff is always happening, and it's scary, guys. Like, this is not to victimize myself. I tolerated this stuff. I'm not a victim. I allowed that negativity, and I continue to play with it. I continue to make the YouTube videos and not say anything, even though I knew something was wrong. And I've had close friends saying, like, if you even come out with that, like, you won't, like, I won't even act like I'm your friend. So it just, like, hurt me a lot, and I've been very struggling with this a lot. Just speaking up. I've been wanting to speak up for months now. I knew something was wrong for a long time, and it's time to change, and it's time to stop, and it's time to speak my truth and have peace and within myself. I just want to say thank you to everyone that has supported me. Thank you to people that continue to support me. This is not to, cause commotion or hate in the beauty community. We already have enough of that. This is just to, let you know that there's stuff that goes down behind the scenes that no one knows about, and there's so much more to a story. And I just want to make sure that I'm moving with the best values and being strong and having the best mindset, and me always doing this maneuvering and manipulation games and fearing for my life, or fearing that I won't work with brands because I came against a white influencer that is huge, has to stop. I have to stop giving him power, and I think that's what it's about. And we just need to hold people accountable, like Shane Dawson and stuff. Like, their images are so strong, and people are going to continue to support them. This is not about telling you guys to not support them, not to buy their stuff. This is about holding people accountable and telling the truth and being honest, but this is my truth, and I can only speak for my truth, and they might have a different perspective, and that's completely okay. I am not angry at them. I'm angry that they put me in this situation or this place that I felt fear for my life, and that I felt like I was always competing as a black boy, or I had to like kind of praise them to get a spot. That's what I'm upset with them about. But I don't have hate in my heart, and I want to move forward and not have hate in my heart. And I hope you guys understand that, and I hope that this is not coming off for attention. This is not coming off because I don't need it. That's why I went live. I wanted it to be authentic. I didn't want to edit it, and I didn't want it to be on a platform that cannot be monetized like YouTube. So that's my story. I am going to leave it up. So if you guys need to rewatch it, there you go. There's so much more that I haven't left out. I will try to explain more on my Instagram stories as I go, and try to resolve this as healthy as possible. But right now I am standing my ground, and I will continue to use my platform for the better always, guys. Thank you guys. Bye. Guys, I wanted to get on my platform and all my stories to tell you guys that thank you for all the love and support, for allowing me to tell my truth and my personal experience. This is my truth. That I went on live and I just spoke from my heart and tried to be authentic. I didn't want to edit it. I didn't want to monetize this situation because I don't feel what I did was something noble. I believe that I tolerated this for my own personal gain, and that was wrong. I'm not trying to make you guys see me in a positive light. I'm not trying to make you guys see Jeffree and Shane in a negative light, but this was my personal experience, and this is why I'm not supporting them or that brand no longer. It was very scary to go against these powerhouses, but it is my truth, and my emotions are valid, and my truth is valid, and everyone else has their own truth. Also, I want to let you guys know, I was on live stream. I wanted to keep my emotions organic and speak organically. There was a part in there where I said I was very paranoid for my life, and I feared, and I truly did fear, and that's how scared I was to come out with this story and my truth. But that was my emotions. That was my anxiety talking. I felt that much fear. I put these scenarios in my head because my psychology of my mind was fucked up of everything that I was experiencing and holding in for a year. I don't want that to try to paint Jeffree in a dark light. I just was saying that's how much I feared, and I continued to tolerate it for the whole year and not say anything, and it was completely wrong. This is more about me and me speaking my truth than Jeffree and Shane. I am a 23-year-old black boy in the beauty space, and I'm still learning a lot about myself and where I stand and how to say no and how to hold my ground and have peace in my heart and protect myself. Like I said, this whole situation, the reason why I did that is because I wanted to set boundaries. I wanted to make sure that Shane and Jeffree know that I no longer tolerate this. I do not wish anyone bad, but also I protect myself first. As a black gay male in this beauty space, I have to protect myself and my mind and my peace. This is not to paint him or anyone in a bad light. These are just things that have happened, and I saw and I spoke on, and I was scared to speak on for a very long time.